have looked at different areas in the rare disease world and seen so much potential for collaboration where there is no need for competition between companies and collaboration with patient organisations who really understand the disease and understand the impact of a disease and the potential of new treatments.
So we're here in Barcelona for the 8th World Orphan Drug Congress, and we're using this opportunity to launch Project HERCULES, which is a truly groundbreaking collaboration between Duchenne UK and 5 pharmaceutical companies. I think what's so exciting about HERCULES is not only the body of evidence that we will be building together collaboratively, but also the fact that we have these 2 incredible women, Josie Godfrey, who used to work at NICE, and Fleur Chandler, whose son has Duchenne.
I'm uniquely placed to really create and help deliver HERCULES because I have a Duchenne mum's heart, so I absolutely know what's important to the patient, what's important to the family, but I have a health technology assessment head. I've worked in the pharmaceutical industry for over 25 years, most of it in the health technology assessment space and health economics, but prior to that in clinical trials.
I'm director at JG Zebra Consulting, but before that I set up the Highly Specialised Technologies programme at NICE. It's really trying to make decisions for the NHS on which products, treatments for very rare diseases are the best use of NHS resources.
And what they're looking for is the value. So they're really looking for what's the value of this medicine, how do you articulate the difference in an endpoint to what's meaningful for patients and for families, and is it worth paying for?
The problem here is that it can cost companies up to £500,000 to develop this evidence. It's time consuming, it's complex, it's complicated, and often companies, especially smaller companies who are developing drugs for diseases like Duchenne, don't have the infrastructure to be able to engage in this process. So they basically get their drugs approved and then they realise they have a whole other mountain to climb. What we want to do is try and create a pathway up that mountain.
So initially an analysis of current quality of life metrics, so this is the way that organisations like NICE measure quality of life. They try to standardise it so they can compare across different products, different disease areas. This analysis will look at the current quality of life metrics and say, are they fit for purpose? Do they suit Duchenne? Do they capture every aspect of the disease that we know about? The expectation is that there will be gaps like endurance, like fatigue, for example, that are commonly not well captured by these measures. And we've commissioned a fantastic university to help develop then a bespoke metric that will map across to those standard metrics, or will actually capture hopefully every aspect of Duchenne across the lifetime of patients. So we have an analysis of the current data. There are many different data sets, lots of information, lots of evidence scattered around the globe, it seems, for Duchenne. And actually we need to bring that together. We need to look at what data is available, look at the endpoints that people use in trials, look at the natural history data, and translate that into meaningful outcomes, meaningful evidence that organisations like NICE can use to build decisions on. We are going to commission a burden of illness study, which will look not just at the clinical impact of a disease or of a treatment, but also the financial, the social impact, so give a very holistic picture of what it's like to live with Duchenne and what it's like to be the family, the carer of someone living with Duchenne. The second part of phase 3 is to develop a core economic model. So something like a template that actually different companies can then build on. They can tailor for their individual products. This model would be disease specific, but product agnostic. It wouldn't be set up just to deal with, say, ambulatory patients. It needs to cover the full spectrum.
I've never seen companies come together in this way. I've seen disease level models being developed, but that's always been with a single agency, and then companies will come and pay for that model as they want to use it. I've not seen companies come together like this to generate the evidence that's required for an HTA assessment. I don't think it would happen if there wasn't a charity involved. I think it's amazing that we can get that insight and cooperation from the companies together when they could see it as potentially competing with each other, but because it's at the disease level, it's really groundbreaking that they're coming together and working in that way.
This is just excellent. So congratulations.